the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. These two phones represent the cutting edge in the world of technology, boasting innovative features and exceptional performance. The 15 Pro Max stands out with its redesigned body and powerful specifications. On the other hand, the 14 Pro Max continues the successful features of the previous generation. In this video, we will delve deep into the design, camera capabilities, display quality, processor power, and many other features of both phones. We invite you to this comprehensive comparison to determine which model is more suitable for you. Let's dive into the world of 15 Pro Max and 14 Pro Max. If you're wondering between buying an 15 Pro Max and 14 Pro Max, here's how the two compare. Next comparison. Let's lay out the main specs of the two massive phones so we have a clearer picture of what to expect. Design and size. In typical Apple fashion, you won't find grand design changes here. The 14 Pro Max looks just like an 12 Pro Max with a larger camera. The 15 Pro Max looks like a 14 Pro Max with a slightly different frame. The 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max are made with titanium frames for a lighter feel, but still tough endurance. The new middle also has a new brushed titanium finish, which is very, very welcome. Additionally, the 15 Pro Max is ever so slightly smaller since it has thinner bezels around the display, so it rounds up to be a lighter phone. That's easier to handle too. As for buttons, you will find the power and volume buttons to be on the same spots on both phones. But the 15 Pro Max has an extra one. The action button now replaces the good old mute toggle. By default, the action button will cycle through mute and ringer, but you will also be able to customize it to open apps, Siri shortcuts, flashlight, camera, focus modes, etc. Performance and software. A new iPhone calls for a new processor. The SoC inside the iPhone 15 Pro Max is called Apple A17 Pro. It unlocks the USB 3 file transfer speeds and comes with a GPU with ray tracing, 10% faster CPU cores, and machine learning assisted upscaling for high-res gaming. Does it make a difference in real-life use? The iPhone 14 Pro Max is still ridiculously powerful, so the iPhone 15 Pro Max will simply be more headroom for 90% of users out there. Also, the 15 series have a USB Type-C port instead of the Lightning port for charging and data transfers. You have the Europa regulators to thank for this. The non-Pro iPhones are still in the Stone Age, stuck to USB 2.0 speeds, but the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max will be able to transfer data via cable with USB 3 speeds. That means 10 gigabytes per second or 20 times faster than USB 2.0. Camera. The main camera sensor of the 15 Pro Max hasn't changed. It's still the big 48MP one that was introduced with the 14 Pro Max. What's new with the 15 is the image processing. With upgraded photonic engine and HDR pipelines, Apple is promising better details, better low-light performance, and more accurate skin tones. Plus, the 15 Pro Max now bins pixels and shoots 24MP photos by default. The 14 Pro Max defaults at 12MP. Should we expect double the image quality? At this point, we are hoping for less software over-sharpening. Zoom quality. What the 15 Pro Max is getting is a new periscope zoom telephoto lens. Well, okay, it's a tetraprism lens. We can definitely see the improvement when comparing to the 14 Pro Max at 5x. The new model is basically using the entire sensor and the details are crisp and clear. The 14 Pro Max sample at 5x is okay, but fine details are getting jagged and garbled. Battery life and charging. The Apple A series chips are pretty powerful, but if you don't put some reins on them, they can melt through a battery too. On the other end of the spectrum, the efficiency cores are truly that efficient and iPhones do great at regular day-to-day operations. Also, iOS is exceptionally good at preserving charge while in standby, somehow magically keeping the battery from dropping while your screen is asleep. In real life, it's kind of hard to measure that difference in exact tasks, but we can say that, in our day-to-day lives, the 15 Pro Max delivers enough juice to give us at least a day and a half of use, same as the 14 Pro Max. What about charging? Same 20 drawer on the wire, 15W with MagSafe chargers. Summary and final verdict. By all means, if you currently have an 14 Pro Max, you should feel pretty set. We don't think an upgrade to 15 Pro Max is mandatory or that much of an improvement, unless you really want that optical zoom and the USB 3 speeds. In fact, we do think we will be recommending the iPhone 14 Pro Max as a cheaper super premium phone as long as it's available. But don't get us wrong, the 15 Pro Max is definitely a killer phone. If you're on an older iPhone, specifically 12 or below, it will be an awesome jump. If you've never had an iPhone, it would be the most impressive starting point. And if you just want to treat yourself with an annual upgrade, there's enough here that will feel a bit newer, a bit more polished, a little bit better. Sharing this video with you was truly an amazing experience. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If we could help you find the right choice among the phones, we consider it a success. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with our new and exciting content. We eagerly await your comments and feedback. See you in the next video. Stay tuned with love and energy.